Hi, Jim Paterson, Chairman and CEO of ValOre Metals Corp. Today I'm putting Colin Smith, our VP Exploration, on the hot seat, asking some tough, hard-hitting questions. Colin, the company, ValOre, has some criteria when we look at different projects. First one being leveraging substantial prior investment, not only the project but also regional. Then what we're looking for is a district scale opportunity, and then utilizing our team to explore, use innovation, and process improvement to add value on the project. So as far as Angilak goes, how would you say that we leverage prior investment?
I mean, great question. Angilak is situated in the Kivalliq region of Nunavut Territory, as you know, so the expenditure historically has been immense and put into the exploration database. So before Kivalliq or ValOre getting involved, in 2008, over 30 million was spent in the project, and a lot of that was in drilling, geophysics, geochemistry across the large land package. And since acquisition, ValOre, or formerly known Kivalliq Energy, of course, put in over 55 million, and a lot of that was again on drilling, resource delineation, logistics, metallurgy, really building up a comprehensive exploration database, which we're utilizing today and extracting a lot of value from.
Right, and then all that data was obviously over a massive land area. And would you characterize the Angilak property as a district scale opportunity?
I certainly would. Yeah, I mean, the claims are situated around the margin of the Angilak subbasin, so we're really have the most prospective geological terrain in that area staked. And the Angilak subbasin is a subbasin of the Athabasca, so we essentially have the whole margin of that basin, or the prospective parts of it, staked. And so we're able to, in a district scale sense, use these district-wide databases to hone in on areas of interest. And that's not only in the Lac 50 resource area, but now on the opposing side of the basin as well.
Yeah, so if you look at the Athabasca, you have mineral deposits that are actually in the sandstone that are at the unconformity, or the coming together of the sandstone and the host rock, the country rock, and then you have deposits in the country rock like NextGen's Arrow or Fission's PLS. So how does that translate into what we have at Angilak?
Good question. I mean, there's been recent discoveries in the basin at 800-900 meters depth. And so for us, we're quite literally drilling our targets from surface. The Lac 50 resource itself is drilled from surface down to a vertical depth of 380 meters. So being, since we are a geological analog to the Athabasca Basin, and these are unconformity associated basement hosted uranium systems, we're able to target these things in the basin. In the basement. And so not only is that compelling from a mining and development point of view, being shallow and at surface, but it's very explorable as well. So conventional techniques like soil sampling, prospecting, outcrop mapping, trenching is very effective in the basement rock.
Right, and some people would give their eye teeth in the basin, in the Athabasca Basin, to have mineral zones of resources and discoveries almost 30 kilometers away and control the entire position. And that's why I think we have a district, which is so exciting about our property.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, and also the Dipole Target is really a good showcase of the district scale potential. Dipole is situated 27 kilometers away from the existing resource area on the opposing side of the Angilak subbasin, and we're hitting analogous rocks, analogous tenor of mineralization. Mineralization style is the same, and so really, in every sense of the word, it's an analog to what we're seeing on the other side of the basin.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And in terms of innovation and exploration, what have we employed or deployed at Angilak that might give us an advantage over previous explorers?
Yeah, I mean, we've one of the things we're using this year is worldview data, and so the imagery itself is so crisp and clear that you're able to see a lot of structure that previously was perhaps not visual, or it's such a large land package. So to be able to see these things at the resolution of 30 centimeters, 45 kilometers across the basin is pretty compelling. Further to that, since we do have very shallow targets and targets that we can drill from surface, much like Kivalliq has done in the past, we use the RC drill this year, and so we're able to use geophysical products like VLF-EM and pairing that with soil geochemistry, and then march along these structures and drill a bunch of shallow holes with the RC rig. and subsequent to favorable results with RC, that we then follow up with the core rig and drill down dip.
And about 10 years ago, instead of using big buckets to load soil samples, we started using Enzyme Leach, which uses a much smaller sample size for geochem. Has that been helpful?
Absolutely, yeah. So we expanded the Enzyme Leach coverage significantly this year with an additional 1,000 samples, and pairing that with an extensive extension of coverage with the ground VLFEM, where we added 15,000 hectares of new coverage, mostly on the western side of the basin, which is significantly less explored, in certain areas unexplored in comparison to the northeastern or Lac 50 trend area. And so the pairing of those two data sets, the geochemistry and the VLFEM, is actually what led Angilak in 2015 to the Dipole drilling discovery, as you well know. And so we've furthered those data sets, and we're quite excited at the initial perspectives on the geophys. In particular, the structure that hosts the Dipole zone extends for close to 10 kilometers along strike, and we've extended the Enzyme Leach coverage a significant way as well along that strike, so it's pretty exciting for years to come.
Yeah, can't wait to get all that data back. So in terms of what we've done this year, what have we done to add value from exploration perspective?
Yeah, so we started out the year with a spring, or basically winter RC drill program, and that was run in conjunction to the ground geophysics. So that was ground VLF and ground mag. Drilled a little over 3,100 meters RC. We hit anomalous radiation in 22 of 27 holes, so 81%.
That's a great hit.
Hit rates. We're assays pending. Further to that, we extended as I just said, the ground VLF coverage by 15,000 hectares. And so that was a spring program. Little pause during thaw as the ground thawed out, and then we brought in the core rigs, and so we have two core rigs on the go now, and one of those is situated at the Dipole Target, following up results from the RC, and then the other one's at a target called J4 West, which is in between two of the easternmost zones in the resource area.
Right, so the resource area is 43 million pounds at 0.69%. There's a gap there between the eastern extension and J4, and we're drilling right in between. It's pretty exciting. Yep. So what do we have to look forward to the next in terms of news flow until the end of this year from Angilak specifically? What do you see?
Yeah, so assay results from RC and core. The first up will be the assay results from the RC program. The first results will be coming from the Dipole Target. We drilled 17 holes there. We hit on 15 of those holes in terms of radioactivity, and so those will be the first up, and we'll get those to market as soon as possible. Further to that, we'll have soil geochemistry results coming in, the final products for the geophysics, as I mentioned before, and then also the assay results coming in from the core program starting up in probably a month or two.
Very exciting. So just a highway full of drill results.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your interest in ValOre Metals Corp. You can visit us at valoremetals.com. We'd love to hear from you. Please keep in touch.